Disclaimer, if you use these terms and get in trouble and be shunned by all your Japanese friends, don't blame us. We gave you this disclaimer. Welcome to my channel. I'm maeckydii, and today we're going to be talking about Forbidden Japanese, Part 1, Sex. This is Ernest, my roommate. Hello, Ernest. Welcome to my channel.
Thank you for having me.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Ernest, and I'm a designer, aspiring designer in Japan. I just came back with this guy. We just went to study abroad together, so we know a little bit about what we're talking about. So we're gonna share some nasty words with you today.
Yep, we're gonna share some nasty words. We're gonna make a lot of y'all uncomfortable.
Especially Japanese people.
Don't say that.
Okay.
Okay, the first word we have is one of the worst words you can say. It's really ranking at the top of vulgarity. So this word is manko.
Manko.
It means vagina. And we also have, to match manko, we have chinko.
Chinko.
Chinko means penis. And these are the colloquial words for penis and vagina. So it'd be more like pussy and dick or cock. And cultural note, manko is one of the worst things you can say in Japanese, because in Japan, vaginas are thought of as vulgar things. So it says a lot about the culture when the worst word you can say is a vagina. Half of the population is carrying around the worst word you can say. What is that? Just think about that. Think about that.
Yeah.
On top of that, we have the scientific terms for the genitalia. We have inke. Inke means phallus, specifically, like, doctors will use this term. And we have chitsu. Chitsu is just one character, and this character is used for anything vaginal. So the term chitsubunben means a vaginal delivery, as opposed to C-section delivery. That's what that is. And
After that, we're gonna have a bean, which means hard, as in an erection.
So this is like gion. Gion is words like puri puri, chara chara. It's those type of adjectives to describe something. Like we have onomatopoeia is what it would be in English. So this is an onomatopoeic term for hard, as in an erection. Bean.
Anyway, yeah. And then next we have puriketsu, which is one of my favorite words in Japanese because it represents the big booty, the juicy booty, which is the best part. The best part about saying language is when you find words that reflect your culture, your home culture, and you're able to now say these words, and it's like, wow, I'm getting better and better at the language. That's how you feel, especially when they're words you can relate to. And after
like
that,
big butts.
yeah, like big butts.
And on top of this, puriketsu can also be used for furry animal butts. So if you see a cute corgi with just a round butt, puriketsu.
If you're into that.
And that's what it's used for.
And then, what do we have next on the list?
Next we have garando. Garando. So it's GY.
Hard to pronounce, very.
Garando. Oh, it's hard for me to pronounce. But this means happy trail. The hair from your belly button to your pubic hair. Garando.
Right, and then next we have okazu, which is like, your side dish. It's your...
Yes, it means accompaniment to a meal. So in Japanese culture, it would be rice or vegetables. So you take this idea of accompanying your main meal to pleasuring yourself. That's what it's used for in slang. So if your main meal is masturbating, then your okazu would be porn. So that's what okazu is also used for.
Basically, you need the, porn to masturbate, so...
You don't need it.
Okay, and then after that we have yarima and yarichinko.
No.
Yarichin, my bad, I'm sorry. But these words mean, like, they're the English equivalent of slut, so just be careful how you use this word because it's very strong in Japanese.
Yeah. So yariman is for women and yarichin is for men, because manko means vagina, chin means penis. And then next we have sefure. Sefure means sex friend, friend with benefits. So if you can't find a kanojo, you may be able to find a set for that.
And then after that, we have my second favorite word, chinguri manguri. And this is a sexual position. I think it's the screwdriver position. I don't know what the actual word is, but it's described it for us.
Okay, so we're not gonna post a picture, but it's a position that looks like when a man is over a vagina. I mean, a man is over a woman, the woman's upside down, and it looks like the man is taking a dump into her vagina.
Very vivid imagery.
That's what it looks like. I mean, but it's really his penis is going into her vagina from a
like how sex works.
like a downward angle, very painful looking. I don't see. It happens in porn, but I don't know why you'd use it for real enjoyment, for real intimate sex.
You use this word and everyone just, sees you in a different light. One of those.
A bad light, yeah. Don't let this be the first word you tell a Japanese person, because they will not think of you as okay to hang out with.
Unless they're into that.
Unless they're yariman, yaritin, you do what you want to do.
Yeah, these words can be intertwined. Let's go. Okay, and next we have miha, which is the equivalent of a follower or someone who just chases fads and doesn't really have, that stable idea of themselves, inside of themselves. So they're just, jumping on whatever is.
Jumping on whatever train's passing by. Mm-hmm. If it's the Taylor Swift train, hop on it. Ariana Grande train, hop on it. The Starbucks train, whatever is a fad.
And they're all about the hype too, so keep that in mind.
This word miha comes from the term mi-chan, ha-chan. And I don't know what the reference is to, but that's the etymology. That's where it's been shortened from that term.
All right. We got chin biroron. Now this word right here, it accompanies a second word, which is mama kupa. Chin biroron is the male version, while mama kupa is the female version. And these words basically describe the action of flashing your genitalia. But they have two different contexts. The chin biroron is only it almost represents sexual harassment from, a male in public, flashing his genitalia to, an unsuspecting woman. Whereas mankupa has more of a porn context where the girl is, showing her privates to the camera. And, it's very vivid. So you can also Google all these terms if you want to see, more description.
But you should describe it properly, because mankupa is, you can flash your vagina anyway, but mankupa is when you take your fingers and you separate your labia to show off the inside. And that's mankupa.
Right.
Next we have yarimoku. Yarimoku is a type of relationship that is more focused on sex than on emotions and building a real relationship. But it's still, you can still say you're dating, but both of you know, or at least one of you knows, that your purpose is just for sex. Yarimoku.
Yeah, so people that don't think that Japan doesn't have this culture, they very well do, the sex friend culture.
Yeah. Fuckboys are everywhere. Every country, they need to be eliminated.
Yes, they exist. So, stop generalizing Japan.
Next we have bokki. Bokki means erection. It's not the scientific term, it's just another colloquial term for a boner or erection, and that's how you use it, bokki.
And then for that, to continue, we have furuboki, which is basically, full erection or complete erection, which is just, you see something that's your kink or whatever, and you're just raging. That's what it really means.
A raging boner.
A raging boner, yeah, that's what I was looking for. And then after that, we have, your simple anaru, which is, the English equivalent of anal sex, and it is a noun, as I was brutally told earlier.
Okay, yes, anaru is a noun, and there's a verb specifically for anal, to have sex anally, and that is horeru. Horeru originally means to dig, but it has come to now mean dig as well as have sex anally.
And then we have two words that both mean fellatio. One is fera and the other is kuni. Now the difference between these words is that fera is for when the man is receiving fellatio, and then kuni is for when the female is receiving fellatio. But sometimes I have heard them used interchangeably, so be careful with that.
But if you say either of these, that's what
it means.
The person knows it means sucking or licking something.
Yes.
Down there. Actually, why did I say down there? We've already said every bad word. Okay, next we have, this was my favorite word because we don't have this term in English, and I think we should. It's called kenjamodo. Now, this term describes the period after orgasm when a man is free from sexual desire and can think clearly. So, I'm sure every man knows this. When you're studying late at night, you can't focus on that textbook because you're so goddamn horny for no reason. It just happens. So you need to pull up some porn, Hirokazu, and masturbate. And then once you've come to orgasm, you'll be in Kenja modo. Finally, you can go back to your textbook and, get some real studying.
It's also that feeling after you have, sex with someone and you're kind of snap back and you're like, once that horniness is gone, you're like, why am I here? Why did I do this? Type of feeling as well.
The regret sets in.
Yeah, that's the regrets.
Another word we have is kudi. Kudi means clitoris, and so this is also a bad word because it has to do with the vagina. And kudi originally means chestnut, so if you just say kudi without context, people will hear it as chestnut. If you give sexual context, it'll be, people will know it's clitoris. Clit.
Okay, for this video, last but not least, we have my third favorite word, bon cute bon. And this means to be shaped like an hourglass. It's how you describe women that have, some humps. They have some, booty, whatever they got going on.
Well, it's more like the bon is, the breast, and then cute bon. So it's like bon cute bon. So that's like breast, and you have a small waist and big hips. So this is part 1 of our sex vocabulary. Well, this was sex vocabulary. Part 2 will be descriptions for people. This will be negative descriptions as well as compliments you can give to someone. Just get ready, y'all, because these are not good terms.
Use these words because, why else would we be teaching you it?
Don't use these terms. If you know any other slang terms, you can put them in the comments. Give some examples so people know how to use them. We didn't give any examples because we don't have time for that right now. But in our next video, we will give you some examples of how to compliment people or to berate them.
Midterms.
What?
Midterms.
Midterms are over now.
They don't know that.
Everyone's on the same timeline. Every American knows that it's midterm time. Okay, that's all.
Okay, we did good on that one.
Okay, that's what we still have to say bye, okay? Follow me on all the social medias. Tumblr, Twitter, SoundCloud. I make music.
You have some stuff on the profile?
Yes. And any other ones that I have linked. And Ernest, what you got?
You know what I'm saying? Instagram, byeworlde, all lowercase. That's about it. Still working on some stuff, so you might see something on there.
All right, and we'll see you next time. Azas.
Azas.